I saw a need for our graduate students in the humanities to have more ability to travel and to be able to do primary research. One of the primary purposes of a dissertation is to create new knowledge. Some of that knowledge can be created in the comfort of a library, but often that knowledge really needs to be done by going on the ground and finding things in archives. There weren't too many opportunities for our students to find the money to be able to do that. In consultation with the deans and some of my colleagues and the various directors of graduate studies, I started the Meliora Global Scholars Grant.
My name is Bridget Fleming. I'm a Meliora Global Scholar Grant recipient, and I'm a fourth-year PhD student in the Visual and Cultural Studies program here at University of Rochester. I'm studying alternative art movements that developed after 1968. I'm looking at Yugoslavia. I'm also looking at alternative art movements in New York City. And then the third place I'm looking into is Mexico City. I'm definitely hoping to create research that's in close conversation with primary sources. So not sources that I'm finding on the internet. While those are really helpful and great, I'm looking for things in an archive that maybe have been placed or forgotten and trying to connect a story.
I first got interested in this whole topic of medieval treasure hunting exhibitions while I was training in archaeological field school in Spain. Once I came to U of R and started my PhD here in history, my mind kept returning to these medieval treasure hunters, and I started testing that out in research seminars. And only now have I started to have the chance to actually get into archives and look at some of these licenses myself. So last summer, I was luckily able to go back to Spain to an archive. It's called the Archive of the Indies, where they house all of the documentation from colonial Latin America. It was my first time actually getting in a proper archive. My project kind of spans medieval Spain and colonial Latin America, so they have an archive there in the south of Spain that's just devoted to colonial era. And so I was just working for 2 weeks there.
My name's Christian Stankto. I'm in the PhD program in Visual and Cultural Studies.
My research field is sound studies and environmental studies. I went to Sweden, Germany, the Netherlands, and the UK, and mostly visited archives and libraries. In those places, I found things that I did not know existed and connected to my theme in ways that some of the existing case studies I already had. These new things are actually much better. And now I have sort of half my time left. So I'm kind of finding all this stuff that I got, regrouping, and being like, okay, where shall I go now? For a PhD student in the humanities, you need this process of time being lost a bit and, strategically lost in a way. For me, this grant is really wonderful for facilitating, being open to having the things that you find guide you instead of you trying to impose what you think on things.
Students can apply for up to about $10,000 to accommodate for travel and any expenses related to fieldwork. The one mandate of it is that it be international. Our students really feel the opportunity to have the world as their resource and not be limited to just what they can reach locally.